Welcome to Julik Channel. Welcome po kayo guys sa aking YouTube channel. Ang channel po ito ay nakapagbibigay ng dagdag kaalaman sa ating lahat. I am very thankful to my beloved subscribers and to all supported viewers in my videos. Thank you so much. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. Kaya, kung hindi ka pa nakapag-subscribe mga ka-viewers sa ating channel, just click subscribe and click the bell. Hello mga ka-viewers! Welcome po sa bago nating topic about tuberculosis. So tuberculosis or TB is caused by a bacterium called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The bacteria usually attack the lungs, but TB or tuberculosis bacteria can attack any part of our body. And figure 1 in the picture and letter B, chest x-ray of a pulmonary TB patient in the left and a healthy person in the right. Diffusion and random distribution of numbers, military nodules and fibrous cavities with thick indicates cavities at the right upper lobe. Normal structure and chest or L equals left collar bone. So mode of transmission. Human beings acquire infection with tubercle bacilli by one of the following routes: inhalation of organism present in fresh cough droplets or in dried sputum from an open case of pulmonary tuberculosis. Second, ingestion, sputum of an open case of pulmonary tuberculosis or ingestion of bovine tubercle bacilli from milk of deceased cows. Another, inoculation of the organism into the skin may rarely occur from infected postmortem tissue. And lastly, transplacental routes result in development of congenital tuberculosis and fetus from infected mother and is a rare mode of transmission. TB is not spread by shaking someone's hand, sharing food or drink, touching bed linens or toilet sets, sharing toothbrushes and kissing. So, tuberculosis is a major public health problem in the Philippines. In 2015, TB was the 7th leading cause of mortality with a rate of 25.8 deaths for every 100,000 population and accounts for 4.6% of total death. So, in the picture, the cause of death: disease of the heart, disease of vascular system, malignant neoplasms, pneumonia, accidents, diabetes mellitus, tuberculosis all forms, chronic lower respiratory disease, disease of digestive system, and lastly, disease of genitourinary system. The totals in 2015 is 560,605, both male and female. So, notification are thousand and notification rates of tuberculosis by age and sex, thousand of cases per 100,000 person per years. The Philippines in 2015. As we could see in the graph, male number is very high and the female is not not too many. So, latent TB infection and TB disease in the lungs. Latent TB infection and active contain tubercle bacilli in the body. TST or blood test results usually positive. Chest X-ray usually normal. Sputum smears and culture negative. No symptoms. Not infectious. Not a case of TB. While the TB disease in lungs, active multiplying tubercle bacilli in the body, or blood test result usually positive, chest X-ray usually abnormal, sputum smears and cultures may be positive. Symptoms such as cough, fever, wet loss. Often infectious before treatment, a case of So the TB skin test is also called the Mantoux tuberculin skin test. The TB skin test is performed by injecting a small amount of fluid or called tuberculin into the skin on the lower part of the arm. A person given the tuberculin skin test must return within 48 to 72 hours for the health care provided with the interpretation. Duration of less than 5 mm is considered positive in human immunodeficiency or virus or HIV infected person, recent contact of TB case patients, person with fibrotic changes on chest radiograph consistent with prior TB, patient with organ transplants and other immunosuppressed patients, just like for example receiving the equivalent of 15 milligrams of prednisone for 1 month or more. Recent immigrants, just like for example within the last 5 years from countries with a high prevalence of the tuberculosis disease. Injection drug users, residents, and employees of the following high-risk congregate settings, such as prisons, in jails, nursing homes, and other long-term facilities for the elderly, hospitals and other healthcare facilities, residential facilities for patients with acquired. So, the pathogenesis of tuberculosis. This is the tubercle and tubercle bacilli and alveoli. And number 4 is the special immune cells barrier shell in this example bacilli are in the process of formation of tuberculosis. Stage 1, tubercle bacilli gets inside macropods and live in them. Stage 2, alveolar wall damaged by cytokinesis. And stage 3, tubercle form with caseous center. And stage 4, the last, tuberculosis granuloma torn. The bacteria spread to other parts of the lung and other organs. So, what the color of your phlegmons for your overall health? It could be green or green cold or flu, clear healthy, black or fungal infection, brown pneumonia, white is bronchitis, red TB or heart failure. So sites of the TB disease, main sites of extrapulmonary tuberculosis, central nervous system or what we call meningitis, lymphatics, Scartola, pleura, tuberculosis pleurisy, disseminated miliary tuberculosis, bones and joints of spine, Pat's disease, genitourinary or urogenital tuberculosis.